whenever I go into a place, I want to be like outstanding, but I also want to serve the people around me.
I don't really like being outside decision-making rooms. I don't want to hear that something has happened and I don't know how it has come about. So regardless of whether you got the card or not, you must have had at least 50 million.
Like I spent, but one, it was a devoted team, my parents, and me selling off my assets that I had.
We prayed a lot. Even the day for elections, like the night before, I didn't sleep.
MUBS has the most number of girls, so that makes it easy for the male candidates. Come as a male, look handsome, smell good.
At some point I felt alone. My family had to call an emergency meeting for me to leave the election. I didn't go.
Think like a man, act like a lady. You interact with men, so you have to be bold, brave. Wear my clothes. I'm not getting out without my clothes. And there was pressure all over.
I was the first person who had three artists on the same fly. I get a call that all of them are not coming.
The MUBS fraternity, I am very, very grateful for the opportunity that you entrusted me with.
Because I believe God for everything that I've achieved, and I believe God for everything that I'm meant to achieve. Thank you so very much. Makerere.
Welcome guys, welcome back to another episode
of the Don't At Me podcast. And today, our guests do not need introductions, do they?
We have celebrities in the building.
No one has welcome to this podcast in a suit.
Ever.
Oh,
This is the first. This is the
Really,
first.
no one has welcome to this podcast in a suit.
I don't think anyone has ever come to the podcast this formal, actually, in general as well. But should I do the introductions? I'm going to introduce our two guests. To my right, my immediate right, we have...
Today, man, is mobile boy. You guys
Yeah.
want to see?
We have Mr. President James Churchill SENTAMU. He's the 91st Girl President of Makerere University. He is the son of Nyanzi Fred, the head of mobilization for the National Unity Platform. He won his election by 3,459 votes, with second place John Lukundo having 3,267, and Ismail Basalira of the National Unity Platform having 3,126. He is the nephew of Bobby Wine, who serves and has also served as the secretary of the Buganda Kwabazambogo Students Association of Makerere University. He will be succeeding Vincent Lubega Samba as the new girl president, who was a representative of the National Unity Platform. Welcome.
Like, after clapping, yeah, I just want to tell the viewers one thing. Every time we come for this podcast, Manzi asks me, what's the topic? Like, he doesn't know until we reach here. This is the first time. This is the first time Manzi has ever prepared. I don't know what you guys have done to him. What have you guys done to him?
You want to kill my street cred, but it's okay. On my, again, not my immediate right, the other right, we have President H.E Rose Nabwire. She is the 28th girl president of Makerere University Business School. She is the first female girl president in over a decade, since Pascal. Over a decade, since Pascal Nacha. She won by 2,255 votes, with her nearest rival Henry Lukwago having a mere 1,242 votes. Is that true? I only read the facts, guys. She is a former student of Namsusa Girls School, and she's the outgoing vice girl president of Makerere University Business School, a position she held in her first year. Guys.
We didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't personally didn't know guys couldn't whatever. You couldn't go for anything of power in first year.
Yeah, there are policies, but there's a motion moving around at council where they're trying to debate about it. Yeah.
And lastly, she succeeds Moses Amanya. Yeah.
So what's council? How's council? Do we also have council at MUBS?
Yes, we do have council.
How is council?
We have council.
What's council?
Council is the biggest decision body of an institution, and you always have to have a representative of the students. And when I was vice guild president, I and the president sat on council to make decisions for for the students. We represent the students at council.
It's like parliament, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
So in a way, you already know what you're going for.
So she's more experienced than I am.
Also, which brings me to ask, like, is this your first position of power? Like, has this been growing into something? And where do you see it going also?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's not my first position of power. I've held a few leadership positions. I was games and sports in my O level. Before I joined Julian, I was at Chitende. I think I didn't hold any position at Chitende though. Then at Julian I became games and sports prefect. In my A level, I became what you can call head prefect, but we were called president. So I became president after, of course, His Excellency Nobega Nsamba. Then after that, when I came to campus in my year one, I served as chief coordinator evening students cohort. Then I served as chief fresher, and I was equally the secretary general for Bagana Koba Zambogo Students Association. So coming into the guild leadership, at least I have had a fair share of leadership. Of course, not like my colleague here who has sat on council.
The colleague.
Yes.
Please take us through your
Leadership positions.
Glory.
You've seen that thing of that TikTok where someone asks for gifts and someone pulls out a long paper.
Yeah.
So my leadership started from, I think, P1. I was a pencil collector in P1. I remember.
Like a pencil collection.
Yeah, then I took some period of leadership. Then in my senior one at Our Lady of Good Counsel Gayaza, I was a councillor. In senior 3, I became deputy head girl, went to Navisunsa and became head of Whitehall, came to Makerere University Business School, became a course leader, then Speaker Bassam, the Association for Business Administration Students. Then I later became the vice guild president, then stepped down to go for guild president.
That is a hell of a CV, especially the pencil collector, position. Well,
But also, like, before, I don't know if it's, do you know this, who's Mao? Mao was the
but
guild
Mao.
president at MOOC. And I remember the statement he said is like, back in the day, if you became guild president, it meant that you had the potential to become what? A president of, let's say, Uganda. Which makes me ask you guys, like, where do you see this going? Okay, maybe not this, but what would be...
what are the ambitions?
Yeah, what
Yes,
are
of
the
course, right
ambitions?
now there's immediate, you've just won, so first you have to serve. But when you look down the tunnel, where does it lead?
I think we should start with Nana, please.
With who?
Nana.
Nana. Okay, yeah, I think before coming for guild president, I badly wanted UNSA when I was vice guild president. But then I saw a lot of politics to play in the GRC house and it was a bit tricky. So His Excellency Amanya tells me, why don't you just come for guild president and have a direct slot to UNSA? So I'm looking at UNSA, then looking at NYC, then you just never know, maybe I'm an MP, you know? Very intentional.
In a different way. Well, mine is, I think what Mao said that is that the experience you get in campaigning, you see, it's not about just becoming. Becoming is just a small statement, but the journey towards becoming guild president is what really shapes you, yeah? You actually interact with people in a sense of national status, you understand? For example, the way you campaign today as guild president is equally the same way you campaign to stand as president. Like, for us at Makerere, we believe that Makerere University is Uganda summarized. You understand? Like, the system of governance equally transintegrates into the national politics. So the experience basically shapes you now, how you set your mind up now, how you look at things, the people you discuss with at council, like she said, the people that you sit with at council, you sit with representatives from ministries, you sit with vice chancellors, you have opportunities to explore both at continent and world level. So I think really it's because of the magnitude of the position, and I don't close my doors, you know. If the sky is the limit, then you have to go there. So if it's a possibility and it's God's will for me, then surely.
I wanted to first brag that, guys, this is the first time we have both presidents together since their win. So, shout out Donald Podcast. Yeah, I just needed that to be put out there for clarity. My next question is, what is the motivation to be? Because I think leadership is a calling like no other. But then, to go for a position as guild president, you have to have a different type of mindset to even consider it. So, what are the motivating factors individually for both of you to go for it and now to stand in the position as guild presidents in your respective capacities?
Go first.
Whichever.
I think what drove me towards the position was basically desire to serve. I won't lie, whenever I go into a place, I want to be like outstanding, but I also want to serve the people around me. And like serve like a servant, and people feel that impact. You just never know. Today you're serving them. What if they are the ones that are going to put you out there someday? So that was the major key factor. Whereby I was like, let me just come independent. Whatever comes out, I've already started the journey. I can't stop. I've come too far to quit. Yeah.
Well, I think for me is I don't really like being outside decision-making rooms. I don't want to hear that something has happened and I don't know how it has come about. So I'm a very hands-on person. I'm very nosy sometimes. So I really love to be in the know of how things happen. Now that's individuality now. I want to know how things are done. I'm very adventurous. And when I see someone do something, I'm like, if he did it, I equally can do it, regardless of the magnitude of what he may have done. Then the other thing is I come from a very political family. On my mother's side, we've had I'm a grandson to Stanislas Mugwanya, who I think was a regent of Kawaka Daud. So there is that, my mother, my father, when they combine them now, the stories that are at home are all political.
It's in the blood.
It's just there in the balance. Now since my uncle also came active in politics, there's a party, there's what. So I got myself interested with leadership, politics. Then I think that is how I'm like, what position can I go for at MOOC? I look around and another inspiration is Zamba. Zamba is my hobby. We stayed in the same room for I think 2 weeks because I became president. And he was former president, but he had exams. UNEB. You know how people did UNEB in March, April? So, and presidents were not allowed to sleep in the dormitories. So we shared a room for 2 weeks. And I saw him when he was president, I'm like, this is the guy I was with in that room back in my former school. But if he has been able to do it, then I think it is possible, guys. That's how I also get
the mindset.
Then, before when you're still talking about Mao, you said the journey to becoming guild president, the campaign is, you said MOOC is Uganda summarized. Yeah, so I want to get to the money because I feel like there's a lot of money spent in campaigns. I didn't actively see a lot that happened in MOOC because I'm in MOOBs, but now for my guild president, I saw her. Because this is my question, yeah? This is my question, yeah? You give out food, yeah? You give out food, there are like people moving like with you, like the whole day. I feel like you had to take care of around 500 people per
just
day.
In the campaigning
per
community.
There are steps to moves where that broke down, I think, because of something happened. I think someone heavy stepped on them, I don't know.
Someone heavy. Okay, that's
but were they like Rose for Guild? She's fixing our
stairs.
So this is my question. Yeah? Did you know you're going to win? Yeah. But before you answer, you first tell us like roughly how much you spent on.
Give us estimates.
Per day.
there's a young fresher there
who wants to go for
be guild president,
but they want to know how.
He needs to understand the expectations.
Because also there has to be that track. Sound system, all that jazz.
I think
that thing, Rose had a big one.
These guys came to hostels, giving out porridge, playing music. You think it was free?
Not porridge.
Yes. So you
now first we had
can't.
pilau, moves we had pilau.
There was pilau everywhere.
So please
Give us
give us a rundown.
an insight on how the finances work.
Yeah. So
By the way, there
before,
was an S class that was following Rose around.
A Benz.
S class.
Jesus Christ.
Me had a taxi.
so at first, when I thought I was coming under the NRM political party, I ran a budget of about 42 million. Crazy, right?
That's before you just think about you like I'm gonna need
42, like, no, you really actually draft a budget and you're like, okay, for this thing to come out spab, it has to run for about 42 because I tried to reduce it from 50.
We left them there 8.
Yeah. So now I don't get the party card.
So
And I have 42 million looking at me. Crazy. So to run a campaign, I think mostly I had a very, very committed team. I had the Rose Army. I think whenever you would hear me address, I would start with the Rose Army, then supporters, were a group of 204 solid people. These are people where I would say we're going for hostel movements at 12 in the night, they'll be there. We are going for class movements. You realize I had the hugest convoy whenever we were moving.
No, she had, like, I don't know if those were like students, but they looked like bodyguards.
They were
in army uniform.
students. Yeah, they were students, but we would dress them up because those were valid voters. So we would sit in meetings and we were like, you know what, guys? Over 10K bring, 20K bring, 50, and you would realize that out of 204 you would come up with money. Like you would sit in a meeting and be able to raise like 2 million, a million shillings, and then you call your dad and tell him, oh dad, you've been able to raise this, top up on this, and then they get like more money. But I think by the time the campaign ended, I sold a laptop. I gave out I had an iPhone, took it in for, I had to sell it to get money.
Wow.
You had to like give out things in order to get money.
That's crazy.
It's really, really crazy and frustrating. So at a point you realize, oh my God, this camp, they're bringing musicians and you have no musicians. And then you're like supposed to call a musician, negotiate. I spent, but one, it was a devoted team, my parents, and me selling off my assets that I had.
That's deep though. That's deep. That's
Yeah.
deep. Selling off your phone. And you...
She's not telling us how much.
yeah. Okay.
Did
I
it
was
was
close.
the figure
I
close
was
to 42
close.
million?
To 42
I
million.
spent 35 roughly.
How much was that cheap thing?
The car that I used to bring, the guy wanted to give it to us at 1 million, but would always plead, we're an independent camp, we have 900,000, and that's minus the fuel, the generator, the DJ. Yeah.
Per journey or?
But you see, this is
Like-
my question.
Jesus
Let's say
You
let's say
lost.
money was tight, yeah?
Mm.
But even with the money being tight, you had the biggest car. Because I'm sure there was an option of getting those small ones that other people had.
Now, you know what sells you out? You being unique. Whenever, you know what young people want?
The
Someone
hype,
will say,
the noise.
oh my God, in Rose's car you can sit. Actually, you can sit, guys. And like someone is on like a small car. That alone is enough for someone to cross from one camp to another camp. What do people see? Politics is about what do people see? What do people actually like? The vibe, the energy. These are youths. And you expect them to run after a small truck.
She gave out SIM cards, guys.
Also, just know, I don't.
What?
Yeah. Like
SIM
I
cards,
like
like a SIM
the stores in school
And
where
put
you just
Wi-Fi at small gates.
you just go
Yes.
and give your ID and you get a free SIM card.
Yeah.
Do you know how many kids are in Moose? Nothing
Yes.
compared to what? Nothing compared to Mook, but every day there's a line on what? On those SIM cards
For free.
for free.
How much did that run? Like that project alone?
It was one of the heaviest projects because I remember spending about 12 million because they gave me like a discount. I remember like lines are about 15,000, but they gave me like a 10K, so I had to buy 4.
Okay, I wouldn't have one against this girl.
Can I ask you something?
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's
The
insane.
ideas for these things.
Yeah,
Where do
like,
these ideas
where did
come
these
from?
ideas come from?
The team.
The team, the
The
204
team.
people.
People would think because we realized, oh my God, we don't have this election. I think a week to elections. Actually, on the day of the debate, we had no people. Remember year twos, you know how we do the transitioning of like year ones on campus, year twos. Now year twos knew me, year ones didn't know me. So it was a transition. I think I had about 150 people for the debate rally, and like the Green Party had so many people. So everyone was like, "Twayo cheza." We went for a meeting immediately, and we had to look for what is going to put year ones. These are year ones.
Yeah.
So we kept on telling them we have feel like Amoba university.
Because even by just getting that free like line that first time, that's like it comes with like free data.
Free
for, like,
data. So yeah.
That's actually really good. But you know what? Shout out Laika, because
And I'm
this guy
also
should be sharp
a
next time.
smart girl, guys. Like I would also say we're going to do this.
But yeah, that's Ma was really, really impressed. Really,
Like I should give you like a sponsorship now that you're bored, because how many clients do they have?
Brand
now?
ambassador.
Yeah, like if you're watching this, give our president endorsement. Are presidents allowed to have endorsements? I don't know. We can change the narrative.
So,
To you, Mr. Churchill.
Okay. So, you see, guys, Makerere University, the main campus, is very, very amorphous. And everything that runs there is very exacerbated. Like, it is big.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to run under the NUP card. So, my budget was times 2. Like, I had to have a budget for primaries and a budget for after primaries. I think my budget was around 50, but they tend to make it 60 was to come from NUP. Because
the 10 million to make it 60 was to come from any.
if you get the card.
First wait, so 50 you, 10 million.
So regardless of whether you got the card or not, you must have had at least 50 million. Because NRM spends quite a lot
Yeah,
of
they
money.
do. They do.
I was hopeful of getting the NUP card. But when I didn't get the card, actually, my budget significantly decreased from 50 to like 25. How? So when all that happened, I decided to quit the election. I'm like, the person that was supposed to fund this campaign is my father. He's NUP. He cannot, I don't think he will. Because in fairness of hearts, he equally would want to be there for his son, but because of his national conscription, he wouldn't. Like how? What perception? Your son, blah, blah. I reached the point where I wasn't talking to my father, guys, in the election. Because I don't pick, because I know he wants to tell me, Churchill, I'm telling you as your father, live there. Because he did before. So my budget reduced to like 27, and we now started, because when people told me that Churchill, no, we want you in the election, we shall support you, then the reasons as to why I had to spend that money reduced. For example, buy off certain people, like people who have influencers, artists, because we wanted to have, the plan was if I get the NUP card, I bring like those NUP leading artists, like at least one every day, one every day in the night. So when I don't get the card, I was sure these guys won't come on board because I don't have the party card and
Resources as well.
and no, the resources we still could find a way. So we had to do a few things. So we knew now, since you don't have the card, you must find a stronghold. My stronghold was my hall, that is North Court, in Sibiro and in Nkrumah. They were like my first support, like how you can say the Rose Army. I had the Sibiro Revolutionary Army and the Osajefogad Brigade. They were like the people you would see me walk with, the boys. Those were the people. The OGB was headed by their CBF called Arnaite Peter. Then there was Nicholas Kawedere and John Walker Opoka. They're trying to mobilize that. So now I knew I don't have to spend on who to work with. I have a foundation of people that I sleep with at home. So that budget of like 10 million goes away. Then the other now, we had to know that since we don't have party loyalists to support us, what can we do? Like, oh, Churchill, maybe the girl child can really relate with you more. So, okay, now what do we do? Instead of having now dishing out money, just buy a good perfume. Unfortunately.
That's well.
These are strategies, guys. Like, have a good perfume, dress well, yeah, and meet people. Attract. Like, get there, talk to people, be nice. So, on Valentine's, I think the biggest project I had was the one on Valentine's. I gave out apples at every gate, like every entrance. We gave out apples that day. And I think the other event was I had to make sure that on Women's Day, I gave out ice cream to like 1 hall and 2 hostels of girls. Probably that was Lumumba Hall. Like now Lumumba has very many girls, and I think Lumumba was one of my other strongholds besides Northcote. So then the other, we had to give now rice, like food to hall. Now my boys at hall had to also feel appreciated. You had to buy food for them. So my campaign was run on love rather than money. People loved me. Like people was like, with money or not, we shall be with you. Because I have a team of people who, even after losing the card, other candidates came offering them money, which I wasn't. And they were like, no, Churchill, I think you can win. A few now, even Saku is a very good friend of mine. He stepped out of the election to support me. And he was like, the NUP, he's NUP leaning, but NUP called him and refused to go. So you can see that, and I hadn't given him any money. So my election became way cheaper than I expected for the fact that I didn't get the NUP card.
Yeah.
People got emotional about my case. Yeah, people were like, oh my God, Churchill, we thought you were leaving the election. What are you going to do? Then my father gets abducted. So the sources of money really now get hampered. My father is not around. My mother is confused on what to do. Then I have an uncle of mine, he's in America, he's called Amos. So this uncle of mine was the one voting. Tomorrow we have an event in the hostel. We need maybe 800,000. Churchill, I told you to call me a week before, but okay, let me see what to do. He sends, even when he knew that I didn't get the NDP card and there was this narrative, oh my God, you have 6 years in a row, it will repeat itself, you may not win. But for him, I was like, let me just support you. Like, let me just pour out my heart for you. Then my mom came through, a few friends here and there. Then my dad, lastly, after him now accepting that I cannot leave the election anymore, regardless of what levels of intimidation they bring, they took away all the cars I was using from me, and I remained alone. Me, my mom, my uncle, and my team. Like, guys, winning an election, you are the candidate, you contribute like 10%. Your team does the team. Once you don't have a team, you have nothing. So if you're there, first don't get money, get people who like you. Get a team, the money will come. Like you've heard, it can come from the people. From colleagues. So basically, I think my campaign took around 18 to 20 million. Like the standard price could be like 20 million with a few things that happened there and there. I think 20 is a fair price without exacerbating it. Yeah.
Do you know how much these other parties give their candidates? Like NRM?
NRM, I think NRM is weird. They can give this 50, 60, depends on the magnitude of the election, how they see you winning. But I don't really want to get into that.
Yeah. But then, okay, let's just ask a follow-up question about money. Do you think someone can win an election without money?
No. No. No, you cannot.
You don't think you can win without money?
I don't see it happen.
Do you think that's an advantage or disadvantage
It is
to
a very
politics?
big disadvantage.
It's a disadvantage because people are capable, but in the funds.
You see, when I was starting my campaigns, I met Vincent, the former guild president of Makerere University. He told me, my brother, you need to have like 50 million there. The first thing, before even how do you speak, how do you dress, money. Like Makerere students, these are students, like they're not really interested. Me, I got lucky that they got interested after I lost the party card. That's when girls now really got interested in, oh my God, this guy, he lost the card. Oh my God, he has been working since last year.
The story.
You understand?
The story.
The story of how I came and how they thought I was, now all that hard work was going to be put down because of this one scenario. So you cannot.
Imagine when Alakams are wearing green and then your people don't have shirts.
You just
You're like, I'm neutral.
You just
I remember
can't.
there's a joke we made in like my friends. So it was like, I'm going to go for guilt, but for me, my motto is going to be Muntwa once. Like, I have nothing.
Bro, you can
I have nothing to show you.
No,
I have nothing.
You can be a Muntwa once, but with money.
Money, some
Okay,
money.
so for me, the thing I wanted to ask, on the points of losing cards, I mean, both of you, NRM card. Yeah, I mean,
Now we are.
so like when you think about it, like basically, the first level of the whole election is maybe the preliminaries or the nominations, and the first thing on the card is you lose.
It's a letdown.
It's like you're like, okay, down. For me, I just want to know how does the mindset switch move from losing adversity, because now they're like, if you don't follow, if you stand independently, you're disrespecting the political system, you're disrespecting how it should run, and now you go on to stand independently. We've heard about the financial struggles now. You have to look for money. You had loyalists who loved you, but who are loyal to parties. So now they're switching up. Now you're seeing competitors who have more resources than you. Basically, you're at every possible disadvantage. It's actually miraculous that both leaders in both universities had to face the exact same scenario.
Planned, literally.
So we want to know, like, how do you move from there to winning? So yeah, consider it with you.
Yeah, I found out like on a Monday that the party card wasn't mine. And on Thursday they were going to announce the party card, the flag bearer of the NRM party. So I tell my team, I think that was one of the moments I really got emotional, because I feel like I did the ultimate most. They first said we want to see the mobilization skills. I mobilized people. We want to see, is she capable? Can she speak? How does she carry herself? Visibility, where is she? Posters, banners. I really did the most. I even carried out an inter-hostel sports tournament just to get numbers. Bought a bull on an
This is before.
That's before.
I didn't get this money.
Because they were asking.
No, but just that was I feel like the motto at Moves was, if Rose loses, she's going to faint. Because Rose took a lot of
I
money
did the most.
into the election.
I did the most. The roses. You see, Valentine, how you give out apples. I bought fresh roses with sweets moving around the compound.
I mean, that's good branding, Rose.
Rose for Valentine.
The rose with the rose.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's a good PR right there. Good
So
PR.
like, and then we get news the party card is not ours. And
Were
then,
they yellow roses?
no, they were red
That's
roses.
the challenge. But they were supposed to be yellow roses.
I had a yellow coat on. Yeah.
By the way, clothes, is that also...
Hey.
And that doesn't count in the budget. That's personal, right?
There's a day of that first debate, the first debate when you're like all white. Was that the first debate?
Yeah, that was the first debate.
Then there's
The
like,
blue outfit?
The nomination where I was like,
now
Emirates.
there's a different one. There's a whole like white queen like thing. Then there was like the blue like skirt with
That's the one, the one that
There was
looks
one
like
that had a thing.
The hair
I
hostess.
got annoyed.
there's that very iconic picture of you when you're wearing the blue thing and there's someone guarding you like this. It's so iconic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we realized that we don't have the party card. I got the news first. So you know how like the whole team, I really did the most to get them. I merged with members. We were 4 candidates on the party card. I merged with 1. We remained 3. And I was like, there's 3, honestly. Can they really fail? Because we're going to give it to the other one, who later became my personal assistant.
Yeah.
So we realized the flag is not mine on Monday. The truth is, that was one of the most traumatizing
Hold
moments.
up. Someone you were with in the election for the primary
For the
became
primary.
your PA.
Became my PA.
The same with me.
Yeah.
Someone I was with also became my PA.
I pulled them. So now we were like, do you
My
know
guys are
what?
over twinning, guys. They're over twinning, bro.
So I get the news the flag is not mine. I think that is one of the moments I became a bit emotional in the race, because it felt like I had lost, because I had done the most for the flag. And then they tell you it's not yours. And then I have to tell the team, like, do you know what, guys? The flag is not ours. what do you mean? And some of them got so angry, some of them got so pissed. Remember, there were people that were on my side thinking that I would get the NRM flag. That was a division. There are people that I had pulled because they were like, maybe she's NRM, let us just go. There are people that I had because they were Rose. So just now imagine me telling them that I'm not getting the party flag, and some of them are so loyal to the party. They had to leave. Yeah. So I started seeing people go.
They cut the show.
People started, they were like, bye.
Cut the show.
Pack a day, pack. So I told the team we have to keep on pushing. And the next day, I think after one day, everyone is sunk in that we are not getting, and I'm not rallying behind the flag bearer because of certain reasons.
Greed.
Yeah, and then people started saying, you're greedy, Rose, you've been a vice, give others chance.
I saw that message. I think you were class leader BBA first year.
Then Speaker Bassam.
So there was a message that was like, she was already this, she was already this.
If she was at MOOC, that would have been her point of failure. The fact that she had served before.
But then I used it like an opportunity.
Yeah,
you're the most
MOOC is very, like Makerere University, Kampala is very, very, very hard to predict. People can decide, get one thing, and it will become a decampaigning tool.
And I think I was given the most propaganda.
In a way,
I had the most propaganda.
Positive or bad?
Very propaganda negative. Very negative.
Also, honestly, it's sad, but it's true. In a way, being a girl is not fair. Like people treat it differently. You're going to lose because you're a girl.
But I feel like, and contrary to that is, in your election, I felt like you being a woman was kind of an advantage. Because I saw a lot of women rally behind. Like usually,
it was the first time.
That's exactly what I'm saying. The usual situation is like most women, they don't want to get into the mess and the whole confusion of the politics. Like you know how campaigns can get. They get physical.
No, I think what really helped me, I didn't make it look feminine. I didn't make it look. I made it look like I am the qualified leader you need. Because I remember our motto was yes we can, and we had to change it to the leadership that works. We now had to look to devise for means of how we can pull people's attention. And because girls have been coming up amongst boys, and they kept on losing. Yeah. But now guess what? There were 6 boys. And I was one girl, guys. Because I remember we started off the race as 10, and I was the only girl out of 10 boys. So the boys kept on dropping off. Yeah. So we decided to come independent. We declared on a Wednesday. I remember I had very few people. Then we started mobilizing. But
I actually didn't think it was true, because I didn't expect you to leave NRM because you're the vice. When we saw that.
No.
And I served under and I had served under the NRM government. So everyone felt like I qualified. So when people started saying, she's greedy, she doesn't want to give other people a chance, because that was also
greed or ambition.
And that's the same thing I used, because I remember in debate I said if having desire to serve is greed for power, then every powerful leader would be greedy. And then people were like, yay! So we used such avenues, and for the first, I think it was grace. I don't know. I really related to God, because girls rallying behind a girl. MOOBS has the most number of girls, so that makes it easy for the male candidates. Come as a male, look handsome, smell good, wear. Be clean, hug them. Trust me, you will get. Now imagine you're a girl, you're busy hugging fellow girls. However, what are you getting? Yeah.
But do you think girls were like, at a point?
I remember when I was walking out of the gate after voting for myself, like a girl made a statement, and I was like, I voted for her, but I don't think a girl can go through.
That was the most important thing, them voting for you.
Yeah, so I went shaking. I was like, kawedemu.
But
from loser to blowout win, you can't even be mad about that.
How about you?
Gets me my heart.
You want to cry? You may cry.
So now, my father, my uncle, I didn't see an election outside NEP, and I was very confident in my myself, guys. Like, I've never seen myself any confident. Like, I wasn't getting that party card. So, my entire election was planned in NUP. Like, each and every move I made, I even tried to make sure that I look like them, dress like them sometimes, walk like them. Okay, walking like them it has stayed there. Like, it's even